why you believe today that you have been vindicated.
Barkha, it's not just today. I had brought up the Adani issue from 2019. And right at the very beginning, I want to put something out. There's all this chatter on the market. There are about 12 people calling me saying, oh, the Adanis believe you're being funded by Ambani. Everyone's asking me, what are you doing this for? What are you getting out of it? And I think it's a very sad state in India today that I think people just doing the right thing are in such a small number that whenever you do something which is motivated by, I don't like market manipulation. I don't like someone, taking the market for a ride and taking retail investors for a ride. But I want to say that, no, I'm not being funded by Reliance. I'm not being funded by any third party. I'm simply doing this because as a financial analyst, as a banker, this is something that really struck me not today, but even 3 years ago. So I feel vindicated because 3 years ago, I had pointed this out and I had spoken in Parliament. I had written letters in 2019, in 20, in 21, in 22 to everybody from the Ministry of Finance, the Finance Minister, the Enforcement Directorate, the CVC, repeated letters to the SEBI saying exactly the things that have been pointed out in this Wall Street report. The most important is that this company's shareholding structure is completely red flagged. When a company has 25, it is allowed to be public if it has 25% free float. In this case, whatever the free float is, most of it is held by these Mauritius-based funds who have huge investments. These funds have common shareholders, have common directors, have a common address. Who owns these funds? You don't know. What do these funds own? They own only Adani stock. In 11 years, have these funds bought or sold Adani stock? No, they've just held on to their position. When you see other things in this, the round tripping in the stock that's going on, the over invoicing, what it says is that there's complete market manipulation of the stock. And all I've asked is, can there be a SEBI investigation? It is not for my job, Mahua Moitra, as a parliamentarian for a rural area, to do a Sherlock Holmes detective or a forensic audit of this. It's not my job. We have an independent regulator to do this. I flagged all these issues in Adani ports, in the Dhamra terminal, which they got without a tender, and said, can you please look into this? Nobody did anything. Today, when this report from a US Wall Street short seller came out and everyone suddenly realized that there's something wrong, everyone jumped on the bandwagon and now they're like, okay, Adani, there's something going on. So yes, I feel vindicated because I have brought this up right from 2019. So long answer, Barkha, to a simple question. Sorry.
No, that's fine. The long answers are good and needed in this debate. You actually cited the MSCI talking about how certain Adani securities cannot be designated free float anymore. You also spoke about Total Energies putting their investment on hold, and you said, why isn't LIC doing the same? And then you ended your Twitter argument by saying, where is SEBI? Now, SEBI has indicated that an inquiry has begun. Why do you not trust SEBI to do its job at this point?
Okay, so shall I tell you something? In 2019, when I wrote to SEBI sent me a letter saying we'll look into an investigation. SEBI can send me a letter. When I said please start an investigation, I also put in a parliament question. I got a reply in Parliament, which I've actually put up on Twitter, which says that SEBI has initiated an inquiry. I have heard nothing about this. This was 2019 and repeated by the Ministry of Finance in 2021. Saying that they're putting in. When Hindenburg, if you read the Hindenburg report, Hindenburg put in an RTI to the SEBI saying that the parliamentarian Mahua Moitra asked this question, wrote this letter to you on such and such day. What is your answer? SEBI, in the reply to that RTI to Hindenburg, and it's in their report, if you look at their report, they said we have not reached a logical conclusion. And Hindenburg very cheekily says, even if SEBI hasn't, we have. And they put it out there. So I want to tell you this. I brought it up in 19. I've written to them. In 21, I've written to them. I've got an answer from the Ministry of Finance saying that an ongoing investigation is there. And for the past 3 years, we have heard not a peep out of this. When Adani Wilmar was going to be IPO'd, I actually wrote a letter which is put up on the website saying that there are FPIs holding funky shareholding in other companies. Till you sort this, how can you allow another group entity to go public when they are manipulating the free float? Nothing from them whatsoever. Wrote to the CVC, nothing from them whatsoever. When a 20,000 crore FPO is coming out and there is an impending SEBI investigation that the Ministry of Finance has informed me that SEBI is doing, SEBI has even told Hindenburg that they are doing a thing for which a logical conclusion they haven't reached. Why would you allow such a large FPO to go through? What's the answer? So do you expect me to have any faith in SEBI?